There would be an inflection point. AI is doing everything that humans do, and then only thing that humans will have to do is to figure out who they are and their purpose. Start some kind of fitness journey now. I don't care if you're eating like shit. Good, keep eating like shit, but go to the gym. I learned I was adopted around 18. My real mom was raped by her father and had me. It came from chaos. People always told me to shut up, stay in line, do what you're told. Don't be loud, don't speak up. Pretty much don't be me. Don't be who I am.
Ready to revolutionize your content game? Meet Modern IQ, the AI tool that creates SEO-optimized, plagiarism-free blog posts with just one click. No more writer's block or endless hours of content creation. Generate high-quality articles that boost visibility, save time, and slash marketing costs. Whether you're a startup or an established business, this tool is your content team, marketing expert, and SEO guru in one. Click on the link in the description to claim your free article and join forward-thinking entrepreneurs who are working smarter, not harder. The future of effortless marketing is here. Are you ready to dive in? Some people talk about transformation, but today's guest has lived it. He came back from the edge of an overdose that stopped his heart, and that moment changed the entire direction of his life. He went from trauma, addiction, and feeling like an outsider to rebuilding himself with real purpose and helping others do the same. What makes his story stand out isn't just what he survived, it's what he built from it. He created a cybersecurity company that focuses on people, not fear. He embraces his neurodiversity as a strength, and he's showing leaders that empathy, self-awareness, and vulnerability aren't weaknesses. They're the foundation of real trust and real culture. Today, we're talking about resilience, identity, healing, and what it means to lead from who you truly are. I'm Linda Vo, and this is Inspired by Success. Let's welcome to the show, Justin Walker.
Hello, thank you for having me today.
It's a pleasure. I'm honored by your story. But before we dive into it, who were you before everything changed?
That's a good question. Who are any of us, really? You know, I really didn't know who I was or what I stood for or what I was brought into this world for. Because before everything, I was just existing like most of us do. Waking up, going to work, miserable, coming home, drinking, partying, doing it all over again. I was stuck in this vicious loop of not understanding my value and my purpose. So looking back who I wasn't a good person. I was angry, aggressive, very violent. I like to start fights with people. I'd go out and party all the time. I was the person that your parents warned you to stay away from, you know? I was that guy. I didn't know what I was doing in the world. I didn't understand that I could change the way I see and do things myself. That was in my hands. I didn't understand that. I thought the way I was born, what I was given, and that's how it was always going to be. And I didn't learn that until I actually overdosed and died and realized more about my purpose and that I can change things around me. I can change who I am. I can help others do the same.
Did you have like a near-death experience where you went and saw, like a transformation, or was it, the moment where you see your life flash before you and you came to a realization? How did that happen?
So I'm going to go back a little bit to my overdose because they'll kind of set the ground for that. So when I realized I was overdosing, there was this calm blanket of cloud light over my head. Like everything was so calm. And I was literally like, wow, I see clarity. I understand. But I knew I was overdosing. I wasn't freaking out. I was like, I'm okay with this. This is what I've done to myself in my head. And then from me, I fell down some stairs, overdosed. And then when I was in the ambulance, I'm not sure if it's from the ambulance or within the hospital, but somewhere between the stairs and the ambulance, I was told that my heart stopped, I overdosed. And that in that time, I had a voice speak to me. And it was like a deep, loud voice. I'm going to sound like, it could be like God or divine source, whatever you want to call it. It could have been the people in the ambulance talking also. That's possible. But what I took from it was I was like stuck in this in-between world of life and death. Like I transcended and the voice spoke to me, telling me my purpose in life isn't over. So then I came back into my body. And I remember that voice that still sticks with me. It's kind of like that movie with Morgan Freeman where he's God and he's speaking to Jim Carrey. It's kind of like that, but not Morgan Freeman's voice. But, in that sensation. And it just told me that life wasn't over. I have more of a purpose. I have more to serve and do here. Now, what that looked like, I had no idea at the time. I was coming down from drugs. I just overdosed, and there was a lot to deal with, a lot to figure out.
Did you just
Yeah.
after that, like, because it seems like you grew up in chaos and you had to learn a lot about yourself, and you were adopted. So, how did that all
Yeah.
shape you, and how did that shape the man that you are today and your leadership style?
Yeah. So I learned I was adopted around 18. And that came from some of the chaos and anger and fighting I was in a fight with my dad when that happened. I was like, well, am I fucking adopted or something? And he stood there and froze, and like tears started running down his face. I'm like, I knew it. And it was just this such intense conversation that we had together that I was adopted. But I found out from my mom that from my adoptive mom told me that my real mom was raped by her father and had me. And I think she was like 12 years old or something. She was going back to get her stuff. Her father raped her to show her, and then she came back and had me. And I came from that. So I was not just born in chaos, but I came from chaos within outside of the room I didn't even know existed, but I kind of encompassed
Wow.
that throughout my life.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Wow. How shocking.
It
Jeez.
was a lot when I was younger to handle. That's why all that stuff is just like drugs, alcohol. I can do this myself. I have this. Let's go party. I'm young, whatever.
Gosh. And wow, that's yeah, like from where you came from to where you are now, I'm curious to know in between the shift, because this is what the podcast is all
Yeah,
about, hearing these challenges and not being a victim to it, but the mindset behind how you turn that around, because that's a lot of darkness that you came into this
it
world with
is.
and a lot of chaos. And some people don't have that in their multiple lifetimes. So, well, after that incident, what was that turning point? And sometimes I've heard, I was recently watching another podcast about a female who changed her life around. She was an addict, and she went through a lot of darkness as well, but now she's totally flipped her life around and helps. But when she had a near-death experience and almost overdose, that wasn't the exact same. Like, she got the message as well. It's similar, that her life was not over yet and she had purpose, but she thought she was just drug psychosis. And so she didn't
Right?
change straight away. And it took time. And there was other things that she had to go through, and she had to go to rehab. So, how did that shift from where you began, and like, where did entrepreneurship come into that, from that moment where you OD'd and to how you rebuilt? Take us through that journey.
Yeah, so a lot of people kind of talk about what they went through, but they talk about how they got through it, but not what they went through. So all that I went through in order to get to where I am now, it was ugly, dirty, messy, stressful, anxiety. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't like, oh, I changed one day, I'm good. There was
Mm.
so much work that I had to do on myself, and that also me starting my business did on me. So I had to find out through my healing journey, I had to find out what my humanity meant to me. It meant to find my humanity again. Because I had lost my humanity through all the drugs and alcohol. When I say lost my humanity, it took like my soul and my spirit. I was just this existing machine that was just reacting and not understanding how to emotionally depict things that were going on and be calm and collective. I had to learn through reactiveness and anger and all the things that come with coming down from drugs and learning and coping with. That it just took me about a good year to get me to one point to kind of start working on my business again. It took me another year from there to start dialing in my body, my food, and my mind. It took me another year from there to get where I am now. Now, within that process and that healing, there were so many things that I did that I'm still working on today, and some things I'm still trying to figure out today. And some of those, one of the most important things I tell people is start some kind of fitness journey now. I don't care if you're eating like shit. Good, keep eating like shit. But go to the gym, go walk for 15 minutes, do some push-ups. Start something. And as you start doing that, the food will start falling into place. You'll start eating better. You'll start understanding and learning what you need to do. But don't start there. Start with just something small that you know you can achieve 1 or 2 days a week, or 30 minutes a week. There's something small. We all want to be like, oh, I'm going to the gym 6 days a week. I'm doing that
Mm.
now, but I didn't start there. I went like
Mm.
2 days a week, but I wasn't really present when I did it. I'd go in there and be like, okay, whatever, screw this, I'm out. Or I'd go home and pretend to work out. There's just little things I had to do over time that added up. And I used the gym as a big part of that because another part of that was me doing Krav Maga. And Krav Maga is a Israeli special forces martial art. Well, it's not a it's martial arts. It's more like a combat. It's a combat sport where they teach you like if you're in like close quarter combat. A lot of military uses it, but that actually took a lot of my fear and anxiety out of me. So those fitness and Krav Maga, the two things are part of my journey that really helped me get clarity, move fear, remove anxiety, become the person I am now. And everything else kind of started falling into place, eating better, having less intrusive thoughts, being less negative, trying to define my purpose, where I fit in everywhere. And it was just a really messy journey. And some days it's up and down. I'm not 100 all the time.
Yeah. And what belief did you have to let go in order for you to grow? Did you have someone mentor you and guide you through these thoughts as well? Because sometimes people need help in their lives to overcome challenges. So, what other beliefs did you let go of? And did you have a mentor or somebody to help you?
I had a lot of limiting beliefs I didn't know existed because they were so normalized in my everyday life. I thought it was just how I was, how things are supposed to be. So for a while, it was just me trying to figure things out. And I was just hard and slow, and it was painful. But then I started my podcast, and that helped me start having conversations with coaches, people in leadership, people in business. And from those conversations, I realized how powerful they were, and that those were working on me as much as giving me value as I was giving them, the audience I was talking to, value. And that helped me find my voice and help create me who I am now, to be able to talk and have these conversations. So that podcast worked on me so hard to put systems in my life, to understand processes like in business, to transfer over to my personal life. Because a lot of people are like, ooh, personal and business are different. They're not. I mean, you stop believing that lie. When you go to work, they're always like, leave your personal life at home. That's bullshit. You're a human being at work. You're a human being at home. Your person comes with you. And the lie that the corporate America is telling people is just destroying us as human beings, one of them. So
wow, that's powerful. And the thing is, you got like autism spectrum, is that right?
yeah. So
Tell me
that was
about that,
one
and
of
how
the
does it
things.
help you?
So that was one of the things I didn't understand when I was younger. I had this high intuition. I connected with people and things so well, but people always told me to shut up, stay in line, do what you're told, don't be loud, don't speak up. Pretty much don't be me. Don't be who I am. Don't be authentic. And that was one of the other things that led to the drinking alcohol too. I can numb that. But as I've gotten sober and clean, I've noticed, or I've learned that I used to call it like a superpower, but then using the word autistic or ADD for me, it's putting me in the box. That when putting someone in the box, you're limiting yourself of what you can do and who you are as a human being. So yes, I'm on this spectrum, but I've learned how to not put myself in that box, but use it as a better way of doing my work, connecting with people, and getting things done in a different, authentic way that works for me. So I used to use the word superpower, but but we are all humans. What I learned is things that were hard for me that I thought were because I'm on the autism spectrum. I learned that those things are hard for other people who aren't on the spectrum. So where's the disconnect there? It was in my head. It was me. I was the disconnect. And that's for me because everyone on the spectrum is different. They see and react to things differently. This is just it from my perspective.
Wow, because now that we've gotten to the mindset shifts and using that, the neurodiversity to help you and building your podcast and learning from others, I can resonate with that now. And I'm curious to know from that phase, I want to talk about the business and building, because you had to start building, and not many people go from like tough, challenging, hard moments into building something out of it. Some people stay a victim and go back to that like that life, but you use that and used it as fuel to build something. So talk about that journey and some of the hardest times the challenges that you've had to continue to overcome with building a business.
So doing drugs and alcohol and working on myself were hard. building a business is just as hard too. I mean, from one hard thing to another. The only difference was having the right foresight and mindset to understand I was doing this with purpose. This was something I was actually doing to go into the right direction, not being reactive, but proactive to actually help other people, to help give back to humanity. So in building it, I'm still learning. So building a business is hard. It's not easy, especially for someone as myself who's very purpose driven and leads with the heart. So things that come very hard to me, or did, I'm still learning and navigating them right now, is trying to sell things to people. You don't have a business if you don't sell. And that was one of the hardest things because I want to be valuable, being value. But at the same time, I had to learn that selling is a part of that, but it shouldn't be the forefront of it. People before profits. You can bring value and give to people, and you can make money off of it without coming off like a lot of people do in sales. You know, it was really hard. I'm still learning that now. And that's why I put like humans first in what I'm doing with my business. So I have the podcast, I have my cybersecurity business, and I'm working on another coaching type business as well to help people wake up. But with doing all these things, it's just tough trying to find the avenue that works for me that's outside of the ordinary that everyone else does it. The way everyone else does it, I've tried it. It burns me out. It exhausts me. It does not work for me. It was not meant for me, and that's okay. I have to find what works for me, and I'm still learning how to do that as well.
And I'm guessing you said leads with heart as well. So give us some examples of that, and what does empathy look like in leadership, especially in the tech world? Because it's usually I like cybersecurity and heart don't go hand in hand. You know what I mean? And
they don't,
but
they
the
do.
thing is, you make it unique because you've overcome a lot. You've got a lot of empathy and you've got a lot of intuition. So you're using that in your business space. But tell me about that and how you lead. Yeah.
So that's kind of why I started this because I did see that within technology, since I'm in that field, that so many people have a product and so many people want to sell something to you with fear and to make you spend a lot of money on something that you don't really need. So I saw that, wow, why are people doing this? And I had to figure out that a lot of these people, when they're selling with fear, they're leading with fear because they have fear in their own hearts and their own lives. They're trying to figure out how to make the next buck, how to feed their families in such a scarcity way, not an abundance way. And me seeing that helped me on that journey of my own to help people realize it's okay to be kind. It's okay to be passionate and compassionate with people, because if you're building a business and leading people, it only goes so far when you're going to yell and scream and tell them to do something or we'll fire you if you don't. All that bullshit, I've gone through that. Every CEO I've had was never a leader to me. There was just a next paycheck. There was some I did not look up to. They always yelled at me, impatient with me. And I learned that because I was that same way because that's all I saw. And I finally started doing it my way that I saw fit, learning from what I saw, what I went through. The opposite of that is the kindness, the compassion, the patience. Now, I don't always have passion for people. I'm not always patient, but just knowing and understanding that I have it inside me. And over time, it gets better with each iteration of it. And I have found some other companies on that journey too.
Yeah, I totally agree with you in terms of the leadership style with my business. I try to empower my team. I don't micromanage, and I trust them because I show them my vision and what I want to build, and I lead by inspiration, and then I trust them. So, but I delegate and I trust them, and I think it's worked better for me. But I don't know. There's some challenges. All leadership, there's always challenges, but I think the mindset thing is crucial because every challenge I try to teach them. It's like, we overcome this, we've solved another problem. You got to embrace change, and I think I'm trying to inspire my team to think bigger as well and grow with me. And like maybe from the start and the get-go, I have to give my vision, because I've had people come and go, but they have to be on the same page. They need to have the right mindset to grow and to not be afraid of change and challenges, because the way I overcome challenges and react, then they're going to get inspiration and learn from the same thing. So I've had multiple challenges, and then lately I've grown, and I realize sometimes if you flip the way you see challenges and you perceive it differently, like, this is a blessing, this is awesome, this is God's protection and something better is coming, that's the way. And then I communicate that with the team, and then we rebuild from there. But that's what's worked for me. What's worked for you and what hasn't worked?
Yeah, so from what you just said, you actually answered your own question to help you get to that next level, but you didn't realize it. So with most people, when you hire them and you talk to them, you have to make sure they're on board with your mission and your vision. If they're not going to go anywhere in your business. And that can be really hard because sometimes people just want to fill seats just to get work. But you have to make sure that the people you're hiring, or regardless if they're hired out third party or from anywhere else or actually part of the organization, they have to be on board with that mission. They have to live and breathe that mission, because if they're not, they will derail from what you're trying to do with your business. And then they will leave. They will find other opportunities. And that right there is the hard part, to get them on board with that, to have that vision united together. And you can't just tell them. It's one of those things that you have to lead them to understand. This is where I'm going with this, and this is what we're trying to do. Are you on board? How does that work for you? How does that look for you? And how can I assist you in getting on board if I need to?
Yeah,
It's a
that's
hard
so.
process. People are hard. The people process. It's hard.
Yeah. Do you find like delegating is, for me, I'm trying to build, and like, it's just, business is a puzzle. I'm trying to scale as well, and I'm reading a book. One of my guests recommended was The Science of Scaling, and I'm yet to, you got to make big goals and get your team on board and just eliminate the noise as well. But
Yeah.
speaking of noise, there's a lot of, like, the rapidly changing world that we live in now, and with AI, and everything's more efficient, and with staff as well. Soon, jobs are going to be misplaced. What are your thoughts on that? And do you leverage AI, especially in the IT space? Are you confident with what's going on? Are you happy and embracing it? Tell me your thoughts.
Yes, yes, and yes. So I don't like to use AI as a scarcity, because it's one of those things that's misunderstood by people. It's kind of like we had the first industrial revolution. People were working in factories, and then that was taken away. Jobs get displaced by new technology. That's just how things work. Now we're in the third industrial revolution. We have AI. So let me see the best I can explain this. I believe there would be an inflection point, and that inflection point will be where AI is doing everything that humans do. And then only thing that humans will have to do is to figure out who they are and their purpose, find their healing, wake up, and see what they can do for to help other people around them. That's the only thing we'll have is each other. That's how I see that
Jeez.
happening. Yeah,
Wow.
AI will be doing everything else for us.
I've never actually heard that point of view, but that's powerful because it's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. When
It's
AI is
so
doing
true.
it, what are we going to do? We have no choice but to connect with each other, be human to each other, wake up and realize.
Yeah, because I was talking to another guest about, what jobs are still going to be available. And I like the fact that you've got the scarcity, the mindset as well. But there's always going to be jobs with the connection, human connection. And then I thought about healers and, like the
Yeah,
human connection, sound
coaches,
healers. Yeah, that's going to still be
imagine.
relevant. But I
And
didn't
I'm in
think of it
that
on a.
space right now.
Yeah, and that's gonna be massive in a macro scale, not just a small scale. But you're right, because technology with AI is just getting better and better. And
Yeah,
I tell my staff to leverage it as much as possible. It's so cost efficient, and the time that we can save, and we can grow and scale a lot faster now. So there's
yeah,
no excuses. I embrace it fully. I love it. And there's just definitely no excuses. But I'm always trying to learn about new tools coming out and how I can help, and I always encourage my team to use it as well. But you, in the IT space, I'm curious, what tools, what are the things that you've leveraged with AI that have helped you grow with your company? And have you had to release and let go of staff as well because of, like, the efficiency of
So
AI?
I'll tell you a few things. The only staff that I've hired has only been virtual assistants or
Mm,
virtual people that have helped me. Let me put it this way. One of the most valuable things I have done with AI is this company called AI Merge. They are in the space of merging AI with human intelligence. What they do is they work with psychology and neuroscience, and it helps rewrite the stories and limiting beliefs that you have in your mind. They're holding you back from going forward with business or life, whatever limiting beliefs you may have. You rewrite those stories in your own voice, and you listen to them through what it's created. I create my own AI twin because of this, and it helps me in my business Because in my voice has all my traumas, everything I've gone through, things, who I am. I've talked to it and programmed it to the point where it's like having a second me, my twin. And I use that in all my business stuff, all my copy. So instead of rewriting all my prompts all the time, it already knows what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to say, and who I'm trying to say it to. Exactly how I'm talking to you right now. So it works really well. And that's helped me remove a lot of my limiting beliefs and helped me succeed further than I could have in my business as well.
Wow, take me through this. It's called AI Merge, and you
AI Merge. Yeah, I actually did a podcast with the guy Manoj on my podcast. Yeah,
is
it's
it like
quite
a clone? A clone of it's basically a clone, and you feed it
you
the
could call
input
it
in
an
yourself.
AI twin. You could say it's a clone. Yeah, you could say that. But
Mm.
I feel it's just more powerful than an average clone. Like you have a clone, it knows your work processes, it knows things you're doing, your work product and stuff, but it doesn't necessarily know you, your voice, you on a deep, intimate level, things you've gone through, your trauma, stuff like that. Now, unless you programmed it for that, then it would. But there's certain prompting that AI Merge uses to actually prompt it for that so that I can program it that way.
Oh wow, that sounds
Yeah,
powerful.
it's been a game changer in my business, especially trying to start my coaching program to help people wake up. Like I was saying, that all we're gonna have is each other eventually and being human, you know?
Mm. Yeah, because I use I study Kabbalah, and David Guillaume, he's just powerful, and he's got his AI clone where you call him, but it still needs a little bit of work as well, and it's the prompting. But
Yeah.
there's so many different tools out there that can help mankind. And I love ChatGPT in a way because it knows me off by heart, but it just knows everything about me, and I
I'm a
leverage it.
perplexity person.
You're a what? Sorry,
I use
Perplexity.
perplexity. Yeah, and comment.
Okay.
Comment is amazing. I don't
What's
know if
it
you heard.
called?
So Comet, Comet. It is Perplexity's browser. So
Oh,
Perplexity works inside that browser and it works with agentic AI. It's amazing.
what's
So
agenic?
yeah, so agentic is like AI agents. So it works through all the
Oh,
APIs and it will connect anything you have open in your browser. It's all API connected. So it can connect to anything, your Facebook, your Insta, your website, anything. And it works as an agent in the background. When you prompt it, it'll see what's on the screen. Like, for example, I've had it like reply to comments for me, go through all of my feed, find old comments, find old things that people have left, and then reply to them in my voice for me. And it works really well. So things like that.
oh,
It's like I had over 60 calls booked and I decided to remove them all and just do the podcast without the 15-minute before the call. And it helped me draft the emails, find all of them in my mailbox. It connects to my Outlook, send the emails, cancel the meeting, and then update everything else for me. It's
jeez, isn't that
amazing.
amazing?
Yeah, I was like, wow, I could have used you years ago.
I need to find a tool to be able to. I need to find an AI tool to be able to, because we've got a podcast, and and it takes time. I know this is around, but I've got an
You sure
assistant,
do,
and
yeah.
I want to do an AI assistant where they could just upload all of the footage, everything, and then yeah, because I've got multiple. As a podcast host, we've got different multiple platforms, and there's a lot, and I just don't want my virtual assistant to do everything. So I'm trying to find a tool that can. I don't know if I have to create an AI agent in order to be the person that
So
not just
Asians would be the way to go. That's when
yeah, not
agenic
just to
comes into
not just
play.
upload the content, but actually think about the comments and the descriptions that are in my tone. You know what I mean? So not just like generic uploads, whatever, but
Yeah, that's
do it with
programming the AI in your voice. Yeah.
yeah.
Because from I'm learning the combination right now of human and AI. Because there's
Yes,
so many
yeah,
things AI can do, but you do need a human also for some of it as well.
that's
I'm
what
doing
I
it all
think.
myself right now with AI, but I
Uh,
used to have a team, but not anymore. So I may get one again. So yeah.
wow. Yeah, I might check out this Comet AI tool as well to see what
Yeah,
we
it's
could do. But
prompted. Someone told me before that the best way to prompt and talk to AI is pretend it's your autistic friend. So when he
mm,
said that, what he explained was making sure you talk to it and give it exact, precise directions, then ask it to ask any questions it may have after. Do we fine tune everything? Yeah.
do you have any questions? Do you fully understand? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I find it
And it worked amazing.
Yeah, because sometimes AI gives us biased, and I always say, don't be biased, give me the different perspectives as well. So it's because AI just wants to just make you happy. But now it's
Yeah.
learning. So,
There's two prompts I use. I'll give you real quick. One is, do you have any questions at the end of everything? And the other one I use, I forget where I got this from, but it said, you are a ruthless mentor. Don't sugarcoat anything. If my idea is weak, call it trash and tell me why. Your job is to test everything until I say it's bulletproof. And it actually fine tunes stuff a lot more. I don't remember where I got that from, but it was not my idea.
wait, don't sugarcoat anything. Test everything. I'm gonna have
Yes.
to rewind that. Yeah, test everything
Yeah.
until I see.
I'll
Yeah,
send it to you as well. Yeah.
yeah. Because prompts is just if you just give shitty prompts, you'll get shitty answers.
I learned that with Sora too. Like Sora, if you prompt it the right way, you can. I use it for my business now because I can prompt it correctly. I started being business content on my LinkedIn with it. So
Are you
yeah,
using Sora for video or like? Isn't that?
video, creating
Yeah.
videos. Yeah, with me in the videos, doing things in life that I actually didn't do. Like have me at a. So instead of me going and filming myself boxing, it created me with my Krav Maga shirt boxing and talking to someone about business. I was like,
Wow.
okay, so I never have to leave my house again. Cool.
Are you
It is a
finding
game
it? Because
changer.
that's that right there, that type of video, I'm just thinking will just stop a scroll. You know what I mean? Things like that. What's the secret weapon behind every top CEO and entrepreneur? A game-changing executive assistant. Hermesi gives you access to elite EAs who supercharge your productivity. From payroll and admin to social media and customer support, they handle it all so you can focus on growth and big picture decisions. These aren't your average assistants. They're expertly trained, thoroughly screened, and equipped with the latest AI tools to work smarter and faster. Ready to delegate and dominate? Get 15% off your first 2 months with code INSPIRE15. Don't wait. Visit Hermesi, that's HERMESSI.com, and take back your time today.
Yeah.
Unique. Are you growing? Like, are you using AI tools to help you grow your brand awareness? And we always want more reach. Are you using because sometimes I think, do I even need an SEO team now? Like, I don't know. Are you using AI to help you grow your brand?
I am, yes. I use it for just about anything that I can since I'm technically a solo entrepreneur right now. So
It's
yes.
amazing.
And they have AI agents that do like SEO and stuff for you. I haven't gotten into that part yet. But it does take some time to sit down and program it and get it to how you want it, what keywords, all that stuff you're looking for, and really get it going. But they do have them you can buy, I believe, from other people.
Oh,
But it is
wow.
available. How good those ones are yet. So
Yeah.
I can't tell you. But it's
That's
getting
ex-
there though.
yeah. I find it exciting as well, all the
Yeah.
new things that are coming out. It is exciting. Like, what are you most excited about?
Oh, that's a good question. I think all of it. Like I've always loved using technology. I understand there's a dark side to it. That okay,
Mm,
what we use this for. Now there are people out there trying to do the opposite, like get into
mm,
our accounts, get into our businesses, using deep fakes and stuff to impersonate people, CEOs and stuff. I get that. But at the
mm.
same time, you're always going to have the good and the bad. So I
Yeah.
really enjoy just playing with this stuff and knowing what I can do with it, knowing what others can do with it, and then figure out making sure I can protect myself against that. And like I
Yeah.
said, there will come an inflection point where this technology is going to be quite interesting to watch where it goes. There's going
Yeah.
to come a point where things are going to get messy for a little bit. It's going to be interesting. I don't know exactly how utopian it will get, but it's going to
Mm.
be interesting.
Speaking of deep fakes, like one of my podcast guests, the video went viral because this was a couple of years, like early on, and he talked about a deep fake impersonating the CEO and with like making it happened in Singapore, but the video went viral and everyone was thinking that's a deep fake. Like people were questioning in the comments about it, and it's too like it just sounds unrealistic. But nowadays it's like, no, that's just normal. And so deep fakes is common, and the scams these days, it's going to be harder and harder eventually in the future. And I'm guessing you're in the right place with cybersecurity. Is that something that you're working on? Tell me a little bit about what your purpose is.
So here's the thing with that. Most companies are not situated or in the right position to even protect against basic phishing emails or basic employee employees taking IP from them and stuff, you know? So most companies don't have the right policies and procedures in place to protect them, let alone looking at how deep fake. Because the thing with deep fakes and stuff, it's the same stuff we have to have. We have to have our networks hardened down. We have to have segmentation. We have to talk to an IT person to help us understand, put policies and stuff in place, and also follow those policies, because it's one of those things where it's the habits we're building. A lot of us have bad habits in our personal lives and our business. They pour over. So once we get those habits maintained and we get those things in place, then you have a better outcome for protecting yourself from these things. But there is no one thing that can protect you 100%. Anyone who's telling you that, they're lying to you, or they're from the future. I don't know.
Yeah, no, the thing is, yeah, you're in a good space as well. What are you trying to build? What legacy are you hoping to achieve with your company? You know, what are your big goals for the next few years, especially in this exciting space that we're in?
That's a good question. Those actually have been changing a lot this past week. Learning more about my purpose, trying to help people. Because at first it was to build the company and scale it and hoping people can watch how I build it and learn from it. But I've been learning that I may have a bigger purpose than just building that company, by actually really helping people, helping humanity, helping people wake up and be better humans, not just with cybersecurity, but it's with their everyday lives, you know? Because that's one thing that's really on my heart, to help people understand that we're all human, no matter where we are, what we're doing. And that's kind of my really big mission. Now, my cybersecurity company may give me the funds and options and money to do that. So that may be the caveat to that.
I resonate with that, yeah, because I've got my business, like and I've got a team. I feel like the impact. I feel like I want to make a huge impact in the world, and the business that I have is great. It gives, it feeds my team and it provides like money and it helps them. But eventually, I want to scale it so that I can do bigger things to help
What
mankind.
I've learned, that's a different mindset. It's a whole different skill and mindset, whole different ball game. And usually that's when
Wow.
you need to bring in another coach or somebody who has scaled. It's not just reading books, but actually putting into practice. Someone can help you put into practice. Another coach who's been there. That's what I've learned about it.
Do you have mentors or coaches or people that have really inspired and made an impact on you and how you've grown?
I do. Yeah, I've actually had quite a few different coaches, from fitness coaches to martial art coaches to business and podcast coaches. Some of them not so great. Some of them, they're going in such a profoundly amazing direction. Like one of them was Next Level University with Alan, Kevin, and Amy. And they are just they're very purpose driven to help people understand what they're fully capable of and lead like that in their businesses and their lives. So they had a huge impact on me.
When you mention like it takes a different mindset to achieve that, the next level, from making just an impact from your business to making a huge impact, what are the mindset, like the thoughts and the belief systems to get us to that next level?
That is a good question. I don't know that answer, but I do know that I will have to get a coach, like I said, for me to get there, because what got me to where I am now, I know is not going to get me to there. I know that, because it is a different mindset from what I've heard from people and from what I've been told. So yeah, so I would have to I will have that coach helping me out. I don't know those. I don't know that. I just know it's another level you're playing the game.
Do you have certain rituals that you need to do in order for to succeed? Do you have rituals? Some people meditate. I know you mentioned you exercise 6 days a week, but like, what's something that you can't live without that's helped you grow as a human to build a purposeful life? For example, it's I have to try and pray and meditate twice a day, and I read and I try to learn from successful people, and then I always try to look after my body and exercise as well. But it's all a balancing act. But what's your ritual like that helps you?
I just lay on the couch and eat McDonald's all day. That's all I do. Potato chips. It works for me. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Clearly that doesn't work. It clouds your mind. So for me, I am still battling with like eating the right foods, because that part's hard for me, because food's so delicious especially living here in America. Food's so different here, you know? So that is still a battle for me that I am working through.
Yeah, you
But
guys have got a lot of junk food over there. Sorry to say, but
dude,
there's a lot
everything
of
is junk food here. Even the healthy food is healthy junk,
yeah.
you know?
Because when I went over there for a week for work, I found that there was not that many. There was a lot of unhealthy food. It was
Just
hard.
sprinkling protein powder on pizza and calling it a meal, okay? I don't know what's happening over here. They're
Yeah.
delusional.
But is it well, so sorry to cut you. So yeah, anything else
Don't
that
worry.
you know, it's like eating and
Yeah, so
yeah.
I work out 6 days a week. Well, actually, I work out 7 days a week. I go to the gym 5 or 6 days, depending on how my body feels. But the other days, I'm always doing yoga, meditation. Now, I've been doing meditation for a while. About 3 weeks ago, it finally found the calm and the clarity and the noise shut off for the first time in my entire life. Never since then, the meditation I've been doing has been so calm. I can disconnect and reconnect when I need to. It's been amazing. So yoga, meditation, lots of walks. Have my weighted vest I wear when I go out. It's like 30 pounds. I'm like, oh my goodness. But yeah. And from all the working out I do, I eat okay. I could eat better, but because I work out so much, it gives me a little lenience to how much I can eat, you know? There's a struggle. Food is definitely one
Yeah.
of the struggles.
That's life, you know, we enjoy it. What would you tell your younger self if you could go back? What advice would you give to your younger self?
That's a good question. It reminds me of the movie Billy Madison with my brain just shut off. The movie Billy Madison, where he's talking to the kid, he's shaking his face, for the love of God, don't do it. I have that picture in my mind, telling myself, look, man, you're gonna go through a lot of shit. It's gonna happen. But I wouldn't change a damn thing. That's what I tell him. Go through what you're gonna go through. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be hard. You're gonna have ups and downs in it. But I would not change any of it, because if any of that was changed, I would not be who I am now. I would not experience my experience now. You know?
Yeah.
Just
You would
tell
have
them
had
you're
to
gonna be okay. You're
yeah.
gonna be strong.
I love the fact that you've had to let go of the shame. Did you have any shame that you let go of from your story? Because that was something that I held on to for a while too, until I started sharing my story and like releasing that shame. But part of me still has a bit of that shame. But the story, the darkness, there's a lot of shame to it, especially in the corporate world. You know, nobody knew my background, and it's just transformed me. But I did have to. The more I spoke about it, the shame I had to release. But what are your thoughts? Because you don't seem to hold back. You know.
I don't. I'm very vocal about things. So when I just got sober, there was a lot of shame from the things that I did. I did to myself. I did to other people. The situations I put myself and other people in. It just felt like I was like, man, I feel like a piece of shit. Like it sucked. It was horrible. And I had a lot of anxiety and stuff too, because I did a lot of bad things to myself and other people and treated people like crap. And I was so toxic. But realizing and understanding where my mind was no excuse. I only knew what I only knew at that time. But now I know what I know now and look back on it. And I don't get shameful anymore. I get these weird little memory things like, shit, I did that.
Mm.
And I'm able to move on now. Before, I was stuck in them for a while. And it was hard to disconnect from them.
Yeah.
It hung on for probably a good 2 years after I got sober.
Now it's like, but now that you've let go, you've built something, and you seem like you've got that purpose as well.
I
What
do.
advice would
Not
you give
every
someone?
day.
Not every day. What advice would you give someone rebuilding their life right now?
Have the utmost kindness and patience for yourself. It takes time. Every day is not 100. Some days you'll have 100% days, other days you'll have 80% days. Take those days one step, one day at a time, and have kindness and patience for yourself, because that will build your capacity to be the human that you're going to be in this life.
Nice. I love that. Guys, if you found this conversation powerful, tell me in the comments what resonated with you the most if you're watching on YouTube, and hit that subscribe button. And if you're listening to the podcast, please do me a favor and make sure you hit that follow button so you don't miss an episode. Any last key messages that you want to leave with you? Like, where can people find you? You know, anything that I've missed?
Yes. You guys can find me at ITeeWalker.net, and I'll take you to my LinkedIn. And also find me at multiversetechnologypodcast.net. I'll show you our podcast. And just reach out. Let's have a conversation. Let's come on the podcast. Let's talk. Let's be human beings together. No sales tactics, nothing. Just building the relationship, because that's some of the most important things I didn't learn and understand when I started building my business. The best things and things that outlast the most are those that are built upon relationships. Building them, nurturing them, being a fucking human being to them and yourselves. Understanding that maybe they don't reach back out to you, but you don't check your email all the time and reply to it either. So it's a double standard, you know? The things that we do, they do, we are just human beings. That's like.
Love it. Thank you, Justin. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, thank you.